Loquats. What to look for. This is the end of January, and these flowers that have had bees buzzing on them for months now turn into those, which will ripen into fruits. Now, the tree is starting to cycle, which you're going to see with a lot of new soft tissue growth. It's cold resistant, so if a frost comes, it's not going to hurt the tree. So don't sweat that. Don't get all freaked out and put a bunch of covers and stuff. Pretty much your whole tree is going to be covered with these new shoots, and it's going to look like a Christmas tree. It's going to be beautiful, but each of these flowers is going to turn into these, which will ripen, and they're so tasty. So I arrived home today to discover my Loquat tree is starting to do this, which is, it's an important cycle. After you've had them for a few years, you'll know it, and you'll be like, oh yeah, the fruits are going to start to set. The whole tree will be covered with these white, looks like Christmas tree ornaments of the new growth, and it's beautiful. That's why the Loquat is one of my favorite trees. But it's going to be a good year for berries, because as they were transitioning, it was the time to fertilize them, and so they got fertilized, and then Hurricane Sally came through and shook them hardcore, got all the sap flowing side by side all around, woke them up as a plant, stretched the roots, the whole thing. So this year in our area, the Panhandle, is going to be bumper crop for loquats because of Hurricane Sally. And even trees I see that aren't really well maintained, bad pruning, people try to, instead of bushing them out, people try to grow them tall and keep limbing them up and all that kind of nonsense. But even trees that are under stress, stressed out loquats are actually, they're having flowers as big as your hand. So it's going to be a great year for loquats, because Hurricane Sally came in right at the transition time. And if you were tuned in enough to understand that transition time, you would have been fertilizing like a little bit before, like 10 days or so before Hurricane Sally hit. And so they would have been picking up those nutrients. And then the hurricane just shook them around and got the sap all moving and all that. So it's going to be a good year. There's a transitioning flower right there. The bees are done. It's set. That's going to turn into that in a week. Here you can see them transitioning from flower to fruit. So loquats are going to have a very, very good year because of Hurricane Sally. That's maybe only the good thing that Sally brought. But anyway, Sally's the past, but loquat future the future. So it's about I don't know, maybe 45 days or so before some of these are ready to eat. But the full flush is going to be coming, and it's going to be immense this year. So anyway, happy gardening.